What's up, everyone? So today we're here to discuss something that I like to call the ENFJ God Complex. Now, this idea for the video actually came to me over a year ago when someone on Twitter, INTP Claire, shout out to you if you're by any chance watching this, she had tweeted something along the lines of ENFJs talking about how they want to help the world and everything, but then they spend most of their time actually self-promoting, which I thought was very funny because I do self-promote, but many of my closest friends would say, well, all of my closest friends actually would say that I don't self-promote enough. I actually feel uncomfortable self-promoting because of how it might come off. But it's true that, yes, ENFJs, and this isn't, the only type that can fall into this, but ENFJs especially, because they have a tendency to think that they know what's best for people, and oftentimes they do, unbiased opinion, or biased opinion, then they create content or generate content that they want to share with others. So in this sense, I want to, first of all, explain what a God complex is. So in the Christian faith, one thing that I've come to realize is that there's a saying that pretty much states that God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. That literally means in the Christian faith that goodness itself, how we define good, all of that flows from God's character. And C.S. Lewis has so many quotes about this, but essentially what it all comes down to is that God cannot offer something better than himself. It's not even like a super puffed up, conceited type of arrogant thing. It's just fact. It's just truth in the Christian faith that God can literally not offer anything better than himself because he is the epitome of good. He is the epitome of love. He is the epitome of selfless sacrifice and power and all of these different things. And because he loves his children, then he wants to give them the best. And so if you just happen to be the best, why not give them yourself? I believe that this is where the God complex comes in. And of course, ENFJs, even if they believe it or not, I personally don't believe this, but if I may even come off this way, we are not gods. Nobody is a god, and we're not going to get into all the extra spiritual talk about that and everything. But yeah, we are not necessarily infinite, eternal types of gods in that sense. However, our God complex can usually come from things such as, with me, I spend an inordinate amount of time thinking about ways that society can be better. I spend a huge amount of time pondering interactions that I both engage in or that I observe, whether it's in real life or whether it's over Twitter or whether it's on TV, books, all of these different things, and I observe and take apart all of these interactions, and then I think how could that have been improved? How could that have gone better? How could we have avoided this collateral damage that has caused? How could somebody have maybe presented this in a better manner? How could this person may have received something in a better manner? How could you have responded in a better manner? These are things that I'm always thinking about and generating content on and having discussions and stuff. So I'd like to think that when you think about something for so long and so in depth and so often, that you start to become good at it and you start to know a few things. For example, if you guys wanted to come to me for nutrition tips or for house decor kind of stuff, I am not your man for that. I do not know almost anything about that, I barely know how to really eat healthy for myself, So that's something that I necessarily do not create content on, and I would not say that I have a quote-unquote God complex on those specific topics. But I could direct you to somebody like maybe like Tay, for example, who is a nutritionist and he's majored in that and like he's really good with all that type of stuff, you know? And like that's your guy right there. But I'm not gonna try and give you information that I do not know about. However, when it comes to things such as like coaching, when it comes to things such as like, you know, when it comes to like relationship coaching or personal development coaching, when it comes to discipleship, when it comes to MBTI, when it comes to, I'm trying to sharpen my sword a little bit when it comes to Enneagram now as well. But, you know, a whole bunch of like these other things, you know, theology, whatever, the things that I'm good at, I want to present to you something that I can bank my money on. And what better to bank your money on than yourself if you know that you put in the work to be able to come as great as you are. So when it comes to the ENFJ God Complex, I think that this also can bleed into how we have inferior TI. And so that necessarily oftentimes means that we want to become masters at a few topics, like, you know, one or two things. Like we may just obsess over and we can become masters at it, and we want to teach about it because then that's our way of also, you know, presenting good information from our TI that we have been accumulating and continuing to refine and sharpen, while also using our FE to be able to help other people and overall help create a better society, which is what most ENFJs want. Just like I just spoke about with God, who in the Christian faith, he cannot offer anything better than himself. And that's, once again, not just arrogance or anything. It's just fact. It's just true, according to the Christian faith. Then in that same sense, I can offer you videos from Dave's Superpowers. I can offer you Michael Pierce's videos. I can offer you Megan Lavoda's videos. You know, I can offer you whoever else that, you know, I check out. You know, I can offer you, especially like Personality Hacker and Psychology Junkie, whatever else that I look at, you know. However, at the end of the day, and by the way, I do offer those things all the time to other people. But when you see me promoting myself, when you see me actually putting out my content, it's only because I know how hard I worked on my own content. I know how much energy I put in to my work. I know how much focus and precision that I put into the work beforehand, before I make the video, while I'm editing the video, like what types of graphics can I include to make this concept more simple? What things can I cut out to make it more simple? What things can I keep to make it more simple? What videos can I help allude to that I've made in the past to help make this even deeper? You know, all of this work that I'm putting in to helping you understand what I'm trying to say, I can bank on that because nobody is more aware of the work that I put into my work than me. And because of that, I want to offer you the best that I possibly can. And it's just fact that, at least in my head, in my opinion, looking at the energy that I put in to my coaching, to my video work, to whatever else the case may be, it just happens to be me. And so this is not to say necessarily that the people that I've mentioned earlier are not, like, that I'm better than them. No, that's not the case. Don't misconstrue that. I, once again, refer people to all of the above. And I consume their content as well. And I think that they also work very hard. I know Susan Storm, and she's always refining her things. She's always like completely involved with the community. I know Antonia Dodge. Antonia Dodge, she literally is always trying to refine her way of thinking. She's open to admitting like when she's wrong about something and then helping to fine tune it. And I know Megan Lavoda as well. You know, she's very dedicated to the work that she puts out on her channel, and she's constantly putting out content and videos and everything like that, trying to help people in her sense, in that sense. And so when it comes to these things, I'm not saying that they're not quote unquote better than I am or that I'm better than they are. All I'm saying is that when you see me self-promoting, or any other ENFJ self-promoting for that matter, what they're saying is not necessarily, I am the best. I know what's best. I am, like you should worship me in some way, shape, or form. It's more often saying that I've spent a lot of time thinking about this concept, thinking about whatever that I'm talking about in this video, whatever that I'm promoting to you, whatever that I'm trying to offer to you. Not even sell, but to offer to you. And for anyone interested, this is what I have. And if you're interested, you can check it out. And I can guarantee you that at the least you would be able to see the amount of effort that I put into it, or at least a good amount of that effort that I put into it. And hopefully you can appreciate it, because since I put the work into it, I'd hope that it would be able to influence even more than what I put into it, or at least a good amount to be able to get that back. That's what that ENFJ God Complex pretty much comes down to. That at the end of the day, I can rely on myself, I can bank on myself, that because looking back at all the work that I've done for whatever the case may be, this is the most optimal, this is the most optimal option to present to you, because I can offer you these other options, but I don't really know necessarily how much work they put into it. And then on top of that, maybe whatever option that I'm offering you is after I've already looked at all of these other options, after I've already read all of these books, after I've already watched all of these videos and everything. So now I'm taking things even from them, and then I'm putting it into this video, or I'm putting it into this article, blog, whatever, so that you're still getting from them, and I'm still referencing you to their content as well. But at the end of the day, I know what I put into my content, and that's not to arrogantly say that my content is once again better than anybody else's, but because I'm so aware of the energy that I put into my own content, that I can bet on this being a great help to you. So yeah, I probably really beat a dead horse and over-explained that. But hopefully it leaves very little room for my intentions and stuff to be misconstrued. So that's how I believe the ENFJ God Complex has come to manifest, and how it should be interpreted, or any God Complex in that sense. For those of you who have questions, comments, concerns, drop it in the comments. Feel free to hit me up, email me at any time. You can book sessions with me by emailing me or by referring to the link in the description below. And once again, I do relationship coaching, I do personal development coaching, I do discipleship coaching, for those of you who want to learn more about the Christian faith and theology, etc. And I also do type clarification. So if you want to know what personality type that you are, and not only what personality type that you are, but how you as an individual relate to that personality type, I can help you with that. Just book the session with me, and we can get that rolling. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that this was informative and at the least interesting, and would give you enough room to be able to hold space for when you see this type of behavior in other people, especially ENFJs. Because God not only knows what's best for you, but He wants what's best for you. And ENFJs are not God, but I think that that's something that we have in similar. At least give us that one attribute. Okay, done.